Alright, so a man by the name of Unk is hosting a delinquent SMP event because it's the end of season 1. And guess what? The winner gets any Steam game gifted for $25. I knew I had to get it. I'm trying to find out new cheating strategies so I can win that $25 for myself, but then suddenly Kay decides to teleport us over so we can start the event. Fast forward a couple seconds, you see a rare sight. An introvert trying to say hi. Man, this is weird.
Oh, hi, Manus.
Hello.
Hi, Manus.
I then stumble across the loser's corner. Sure hope I don't end up in there. This is called foreshadowing. One of the server members was handing out invisibility potions. Apparently, you're not allowed to take off all your armor to go full invisible, because that's not fair for the other players. So I decided to put on my boots. It's less they can see of me, the higher chance I have of winning. But me being me, I ended up starting too late. I was too dumb to realize everyone was already digging into the ground, so I had to ask, do we start now? Apparently, you were supposed to, so I started to dig down and make my way underground. My first hiding spot idea was to go inside the wall of the trial chamber. Now, remember this for later, this will be very important. I decided to turn on full bright so I could see. Oh, but Minus, why don't you use torches like a normal person? Well, dear viewer, see, torches are a full block. Well, not actually a full block. They're a block that takes up space. And if it takes up space, I can't place blocks to cover my tracks. And if I can't cover my tracks, you have the Seeker coming after me. See, I'm placing blocks to cover my tracks. And if there was a torch there, I can't place the block. In case you can't tell, I decided to move spots from the trial chamber and decided to go down to bedrock. But guess what? I was then told by Potato that I can't only have boots. So I just put on a helmet, because that still doesn't cover much of me. I successfully made my way down to bedrock. I was trying to clear out a space to find a very specific bedrock pattern. Now, why? Well, now you see, if you get a bedrock pattern very similar to this, and it's hollow on the inside, you could take a boat and go yourself in there, and now you can't get out, or the person can get you, unless they know that you need a boat. But the problem was, the boat was still here, so I decided not to do it later on. Instead, I had the idea if I can go low enough under the bedrock in a hard enough to reach spot, then I'll be just fine and unable to be touched. After I was getting my new identity as a mole from being down there for so long, the Seeker was right there. It was super stressful. What was I supposed to do? I was surrounded by bedrock, unable to move.
Nobody's been found yet. This might take a lot longer than I thought it was gonna.
Then not long after he found someone. Not sure who it
Hello.
is because it's hard to tell when everyone's invisible.
Hello,
But
sir. Who
whoever
is
it was
this?
managed to outrun him.
Oh, 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 look at that. Now I'm scary. Now I'm scary.
Pause. Look right there. Blue says, bye-bye? Really? That's pretty rude. But then Karma comes and hits him back. He's found immediately after.
Oh,
Later, he comes right next to my hiding spot. I try to lure him away by saying someone's at Y200. Y200. He does make his way eventually, going higher than me. And guess what? I managed to drag him back down here, because while I was mining trying to find a new and better spot, I wasn't shifting the whole time, and he came down because he saw my name tag. So I was screwed. I couldn't do anything. I had a couple choices at my hand. I could stay put, or I could move around silently and try to avoid him. The decision was hard. He decided to
yeah, I saw
mine
the
the
name
chunk
tag.
layer by layer, starting from bottom to top. So I did what I had to do. I stayed put, and then eventually
I
walked
saw the
around as
whole
he
body.
got closer to
Full
me.
body, you know.
Oh, but Minus, why don't you use the invisibility potion you have? I clearly see it in your inventory. You know that hides your name tag, right? Yes, I know it hides my name tag, but the thing is, I'm saving it for later. See, I have a big brain. Well, not actually, it's pretty tiny. The plan was, I escape underground, and I use my invisibility potion as he gets near me, if he can see me, and I escape. After thoroughly examining the perimeter, I see a spot that I could possibly go to. If I go over there, I could potentially escape and dig upwards to the surface, laying the last ace in the deck. Unk then makes his way higher so I can go to my spot and start to dig upwards undetected. This may be a dumb move considering that I am technically following him, and if he decides to turn around and start digging, then I'm screwed. He has haste 2 on him, and a very good pickaxe, making it almost insta-mine. I then stumble across Cade, also having the same idea as me, trying to get higher into the world. I thought he was going to report me to Unk, so he can chase me down and one less person for him to compete against. Turns out I was wrong and he's just minding his own business. I make my way higher into the world, making sure to not leave any tracks. I'm mining the blocks underneath me to make sure it doesn't leave a suspicious looking column for him to track to. I've been down in the caves for so long, if the Seekers end up finding me, I'm basically an archaeological discovery. Just moments later, I was then ambushed by a flock of gravel, trying to fossilize me into the earth. I then make my way to the surface. Civilization still stands. That's disappointing. But after centuries underground, the mole people have finally returned. I start to build up a tower, making sure to cover my tracks, because at a certain Y level, players are no longer visible. Glad I didn't run into Unk. That would have been bad. Wait a minute. Is that Unk? Oh no, this is bad. I have to very carefully scale up, making sure Unk doesn't notice me, and even worse, my invisibility ran out. This was the perfect time to use my invisibility potion. I was out of blocks, and my invisibility ran out, so I used my E-chest and see what I had left in there. Apparently, I had some quartz blocks I could use to pillar up. While I was stalking Unk, apparently he called in recruits. And how do I know this? 1, because I asked. 2, because Potato apparently caught somebody, and she wasn't even a seeker. As I was stalking more players, apparently Cheetah also dug to the surface and ended up finding me. At least he wasn't the seeker. I was digging through my ender chest to see what I had to my advantage. I had some chests I can use. If you didn't know, chests cannot be seen from more than 32 or 16 blocks away. I honestly don't remember. But that means the seeker can't see the block that I'm standing on. And I have a dark skin blending in with the night sky. This is a win-win situation. Look right there. Who do you think it is? I'll give you some time to guess. It's Green Cheetah. Luckily, he's not a seeker. Guess what? He was a seeker. He was trying to lure Unk up here because he did not have the authority to dub me as found. But Unk did. I had to try to get him away, so I kept punching him off. Problem was, he kept trying to come back. That wasn't good. Cheetah did eventually manage to get Unk up here to catch me, so I made a run for it. I threw my ender pearl down. Oh, but minus one is use the water bucket in your inventory. Well, so technically, the reason I elected to utilize the Ender Pearl instead of performing the conventional water bucket clutch is actually based on conversion of momentum. If you think about it, the pearl inherits velocity relative to normal singular on a paper, especially when it's fully it resolves, which obviously is way more reliable than me trying to place water bucket while panicking at Mach 7. I died immediately after the fall damage, losing my spot in the competition. Percy Green Cheetah, if you hadn't found me and lured up Unk here, I would have been the winner. How do I know this? Because Unk himself said it was a good spot. If not Cheetah had found me, I probably would have won. Oh, I was way up there. Oh man, I thought that was such a good spot.
Bro, it was. It was.
Congratulations, Vortex, for winning the $25 fair and square. I got 3rd place, but that wasn't too bad. Hey, do you remember those old spots? Yeah, I went back there, and guess what? Bam, that trial chamber spot was untouched. And under that patch of bedrock was untouched. Yeah, so I would have been just fine if I didn't decide to move.
Epilogue.
Wait. Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. By the power invested in me, I give you my 3 rarest items as the winner.
3
Alright.
rarest items, what?
Yep, my 3 rarest items.
Okay.
Alright. Another red ingot.
Ooh.
The rarest drit from the beginning of the server.
Okay.
And my most valuable The knockback 32 stick.
Why do you have a knockback 32 stick?
Why not?
Why do you have a knockback 32 stick?
You don't want to ask. I've had it for like 4 months. You don't want to know the shenanigans I've been up to.
What has Bro been doing?
And that right there concludes Delinquent SMP Season 1. Except, there will be Doomsday happening at the end of this month. Probably not the month I posted on. I'm probably not going to end up doing that. Look at me. I'm at what you guys call cooked. I have nothing. I have this elytra. I have like a stack of elytras. Yes. I, I've had so many close encounters with you. I was at the bottom of the world half the time, and then I sped
I,
my
I,
way up.
I kept hearing somebody purling, damn near dying, taking a bunch of damage. Was it?